everybody. Jim from Jim's Coleus. How you doing? Beautiful, another beautiful day. This has probably been the busiest summer I've had with my regular job and my Coleus, farmers market. It's just been a very busy, hectic summer. But last Thursday's farmers market was tremendous. I sold a lot of Coleus, which I was a little concerned because selling Coleus, there's a narrow window unless you live in Florida where you can grow them all year long, or a place that a non-winter zone location where you can grow them all year long. But here in New Jersey, we sort of have a narrow window where you can really sell them. I do sell the smaller pots. As you can see here, I do make these little pots up to sell to give the option to bring them inside. It's sort of a sales just for on a standpoint of selling them rather than an outdoor plant. Give people the option to bring them indoors and have these all winter and into next year, as opposed to buying cut flowers, which you throw away, So anyway, great day at the farmers market last week. A lot of money raised for USO Wounded Warriors. For the farmers market here on YouTube, and my seed sales on eBay, which won't start until September. I'm going to get into that in a while. But thank you very much for everybody who have been following me along this journey, having lots of fun growing Coleus. And a lot of the success is you guys watching my channel. The comments, again, I said it before, but it's the interaction that I really like, knowing that you guys are watching and getting a little something out of my Coleus channel, and watch you guys get hooked as well. So just want to shout out to a few followers that are continuing through the years, and a few newer followers that have been leaving comments and saying hi and so forth. That Pat, Jazik, you're regularly out there showing me, you're following along and watching. Ray Marr, you're right in New Jersey. Ray, thanks a lot. I appreciate all your support and great comments. Just taking the time out to stop and comment is a lot. I appreciate it. Nanette Lai, Nanette, I believe you're not sure, you're Philippines, Nanette. If you're not, I'm sorry. Nanette Lai, thank you. Loyal, you're always out there saying hi. Appreciate it. Kathy Kazus, Catherine Kazuitz. Catherine, thank you. You're again, lots of help. Instagram too. Believe you post some pictures on Instagram. A couple of new ones. Sandra Seeley. Past few days, you've been reaching out with some good questions and lots of great comments. Different things about the use of peroxide for insect pest problems as opposed to the safer insect soap. So thank you, Sandra. Kathleen Murphy. Kathleen, how are you doing? Again, loyal follower, friend. It's always good, and you're always. This is where I learn, because I don't know everything, but I learned so much from you, Kathleen. Also, Mystique Rose, that Pat. You've all taught me things through the years, suggestions, things. Like perfect example is this video about seed stalks and the use of bloom booster. So Helen Clayton, Helen, how you doing? Thanks for watching and the comments, and I see you're getting hooked. Keep at it, don't get discouraged. I've made plenty of mistakes over the years. I lose plants. Coleus is just part of it. You're not doing anything wrong. It's trial and error. It's like science. You don't learn, you don't do anything, you can't progress without making mistakes. So Henia Banali, Henia, you're Facebook, you always out there on Facebook, and you're always leaving little emotes on here on YouTube. Henia, thank you very much. Very, very, very kind of you to to show me you're out there. You're very, very sweet. And Muhammad Abdullah, you're always out there. Also, what can I say to all of you? It's just and I know I left out a few other people. It's I just jotted down, and Gene G. I knew I forget one or two, but I'm sure I missed out a few others. I get regular comments, and I try to keep up with the comments. I get so many between Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. I try to hit throughout the day or throughout the week. I feel guilty if I see 2 days passed. So if you do leave a comment and I don't get back to you right away, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just busy. So, all right. So I'm gonna get on. I want to do this video. I'm a little late. I wanted to get it done during the earlier, but we're getting into the late summer. I mean, yeah, it's the beginning of August, but depends on where you live also. Our summers, all our seasons have been kind of pushed. So like our summer may last until early November. It's fall, but we get fairly warm weather, or really I'll base it on when our first frost is. So, but now is the time where I start to plan my seed stalks. So, and I'm going to show you when it's right to cut your seed stalks and what to do with them once you cut them. And again, if you scroll through my videos, I have videos that I've shot last year on how to do this, also on how to actually separate them, but we're not going to get into separation of that. We'll do that later on, but I'm going to show you now the different Coleus plants that I have and the seed stalks, just to give you an idea when they're ready to be picked, and what I do to dry them out. So let's go and take a look. All right, so here's one example. Now this Coleus is over here by itself. This is actually from last year. So this is like an Empire, a Rose Kong Empire, and you can see it's got an abundance of seed stalks. I've trimmed a whole bunch of seed stalks already, but they're inside. But here you could see these seed stalks that are growing everywhere, and attribute that to the use of the bloom booster. Now seed stalks, they just want to keep growing taller and taller and taller. So if you get a plant that has a lot of seed stalks coming in, you can let them reach a certain length and just snip the top and just continue, because again they'll grow and grow, and you'll feel like, oh, they have petals, you can't trim them yet, you can't trim them. It's true that you should really wait till most of the petals have fallen off, but you keep track of your plant. And I know that these have been on for a good few weeks. You could actually see the seeds. If you look close, you can see the little dots. Those are the seeds in the little pods. So we're letting these continue to get pollinated, and we're letting them mature more and more. I'm going to let that one grow a little further. Obviously this one needs to grow a little further. It's something I was trimming. But another way to know whether or not your seed stalks, if you have a bunch of seed stalks already and they're tall and you're not sure, a good way to know is to put like a tray or something, a wide tray underneath the Coleus plant, because in nature, now I don't know if you knew this, but Coleus are considered perennials, but they're not like conventional perennials like tulips and daffodils and hostas that die and then go back into the ground and come up by themselves every year. These are perennials because they reseed themselves, and they reseed themselves by dropping seeds. Now you can see in here we got some seeds that have fallen. Not a lot, because I don't have a lot of mature stalks here, but you have a tray like these trays, the catering trays, you can put your plant in there. And when you have a lot of the seed stalks, this is just an idea for you if you're not really sure. And once the stalks are really mature, they'll start to drop seeds. You'll see abundant. You'll see, or you can shake the plant and you'll see some seeds fall. Then you know that the seeds are really mature, the seed stalks, and you can pick your stalks and bring them in to dry. But in nature, that's how Coleus keep growing in the wild, by dropping seeds and continually reseeding themselves. And that's how you'll actually find Aaron Coleus growing in your yard, and I'll show you one of those. Now you can see this is that area along my fence here that I have all my different mums and Coleus, and I sold a lot of the larger planters that I had, so we still have this big monster here, but I have all these are all getting sun. They're already watered this morning, but here's that Empire. Now it didn't have any seed stalks, but I'm not sure how this, probably left over from last year, or who knows. But anyway, this just started growing on its own, so I'm gonna take that out of the ground and put it in a pot. But that's perfect. This is your perfect example of how Coleus reseed themselves in the wild, in nature. It's like any seed, honestly. Birds will eat the seeds and they'll excrete the seeds into the ground, or they'll drop while they're flying or whatever, and the plants will start to grow. But this is a beautiful, beautiful Empire Coleus. Not to get off my beaten track, but look at that fishnet. Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't that feel that nice? But no seed stalks yet. I'm still hitting it with Boom Booster. These are very stubborn. They've always been stubborn, and they last year it was very, very late until I started getting seed stalks. But I'm just gonna keep hitting it. But now it's really a beautiful, beautiful Coleus, and I'm going to cut some rootings again and bring them inside. And the Lord Baltimore, again, that one I'm hitting. I sold all the other smaller ones I had, so this is the only one I have. So we're definitely going to try to get some seed stalks on this. If not, I'm going to cut some rootings and keep going. But here, these are like painted nettles, but almost beautiful green, but we have a lot of seed stalks growing here. And these are not, they're not mature enough yet to cut. All right, here's my hanging basket with some Kongs also, some Empire Kongs. You can see these are pretty mature. You can see the seeds. I still have some flowers going on. I have plenty of stalks growing here. plenty of stalks. So I'm going to continue to let these flower. This one I'm going to probably give another week. Still have some flowers coming through, but I did trim the top because again I have so many coming in, so I've been trimming the tops. These empires are very prolific. You can see the amount. You'll get 3 very aggressive seed stalks. So I'm not concerned about making sure I get seeds because I know I'm going to get an abundance of these. So we're going to let these stay on. I'm going to let them deflower. I'm going to let the bees do their job, which they are already. You can see. I'm going to let them pollinate. And we'll cut these in another few weeks. Let that bee do his job. But you can see this. Now a stalk like this size, will yield like hundreds and hundreds of seeds. You'll get hundreds of seeds from one stalk. So if you're a homeowner that just wants some Coleus seeds for next year or whatever, you don't need a lot of these stalks. You can just cut a few. Or you can buy the seeds from me on my eBay page, Jim's Coleus. And that will, I don't have anything listed now, but that will be in late September, October. But you can see we got a lot of bee pollination going on here. Okay, so another place I keep some Coleus are in my greenhouse. I kind of have these separated as well, and that just increases or decreases the likelihood, rather, of like major cross contamination. Now these seed stalks are about ready. Although they have lots of flowers on them, these have been around for a while. This is a good month old, but they keep growing taller and taller. I trimmed them, but I'm keeping these going. But as you can see, you can actually start this. You can see the seeds in the pods. You can see the dark, plump pod with the seed in it. So I'm pretty, and because I have so many of these, that puts my mind at ease on whether or not, I don't want to cut them too soon. So I'm not in a rush, but I actually have to put the tray down on these. But again, I have so many. I have so many seed stalks growing on these marbles. But again, inside the greenhouse, I don't get the wind. I don't, that. So the seeds aren't going to shake off. They're not going to fall down from being disturbed until I start cutting them. But again, I have so many here. But again, let your seed stalks flower. Decide how many you have, how many you want. Trim them if they start growing really long like this. And just let them flower, let them get pollinated. And again, when they start to turn a little brown, like you see, this one's it has a little bit of a brown going, and this is one of the older stalks. And I can actually cut this right now, even though it has a lot of flowers coming in. It's been growing like this for a good month. So the seeds are pretty mature in here, but we're gonna let it keep going. We're not in a big rush. Same with this one. But again, I'm not in a rush. But it's best to wait for most of the flowers to fall. All right. So all in all, I hope that helped out. Again, if you're just a homeowner and you just want a few seeds for yourself, you don't need 10 or 12 seed stalks. Then you're talking thousands of seeds. So just get a few seed stalks. Don't be impatient. Let them flower. Let them dry. Let them brown a little bit. Just keep an eye on them. When you see those little pods start to fill up, you'll actually see the seeds like I showed you. Then you're in good shape as far as cutting them and drying them. So you're always going to have some flowers on this. So I mean, they say, yeah, wait till the flowers are gone, but you're always going to have some flowers coming in because they're constantly developing seeds on those stalks. That's why I cut them. So, but you know, it's been a really great year, and I try to expand every year my the different Coleus that I do sell and grow, because there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And also this year, if you're following along, I grew a bunch of these, the wishbone Terranias. But I didn't read up on them well enough before. Once I started growing them, I got just so sidetracked with others. But I grew about 25 of them, and only about 10, not even, I'd say 8 of them grew really full and healthy like this. And that's because I didn't educate myself well enough on how to grow these. And I don't need to seed these so early like my Coleus. And I found that these need a lot more direct sun than the Coleus do. These, they really require sun. Now this is a little pot. I like these little bucket planters, but you see this is really, it's doing well. I deadhead them just like most flowers. You got little, you know, just pick off the spent flowers and you'll promote new, just like marigolds or anything, like any kind of flower, impatiens, anything. You deadhead them and you're going to get your new flowers coming in. But these are really nice. So next year I'm going to definitely grow these again, but we're going to grow 25 and we're going to get 25 like this, nice. And that's just me. That's me learning from my mistakes and so forth. But these are pretty neat. I like these. I love the color. I love the contrast. So, but it's been a great year. Again, thanks everybody for following. Seed stalks, let them dry out. And again, we're going to go inside real quick before I close, and I'll show you how I store. Once I cut this, now this fell off. So I'm going to show you the system I used to organize my seed stalks and let them dry out. And again, it's just the beginning of August. I'm going to let these sit and completely dry out until the end of September, early October, and then by then they'll be completely dry and brittle, and the seeds will just fall off. Okay, so let's go inside real quick, and we'll show you that and close out, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching Jim's Holiest of Coleus. Once you cut your seed stalks, now this is just the way I use. I use the Chinese food bins. You don't have to use this. You can use paper plates. Just make sure you put them away from, if you have any pets that may disturb them. But I use my indoor messy greenhouse, and I mark all of my bins, and I put the rootings. I'm sorry, I keep saying rootings. I put the seed stalks in here, and these are going to stay for another month and a half. And you want them to be completely dry, brown, brittle. And what will happen is, by the end of September, early October, probably the end of September, depends on how busy I am. You know, just by shaking this, you're going to see a whole bunch of seeds in here. And that's another reason why I like these white plastic bins. They're very smooth, and the Coleus seeds kind of roll around in there. But these are away. They're not going to really mix with the others. There's no cross-contamination. They're separated. But this is how I organize my Coleus seeds for. And then again, some of this is for my stock for next year's crop. Most of these are going to be for my eBay store when I start selling my seeds, and that'll be Jim's Coleus. That's on eBay. I don't have anything listed now, but I will in September, late September. I will have Coleus seeds listed, and we'll get into it later on. But this is I just keep piling them in. You actually can see a few seeds in the bottom there. But this is a system I use to store and dry out your Coleus stalks. They need to be dried out completely in order for the seeds to release.